Alright, we're back for 9E. So this shows us some stuff, right? I wonder if it's right. 1 smelter, 9 seared brick, any combination of 10 seared bricks, tanks, or drains, 1 faucet, casting table, 3x3 bed. We know that it can be bigger than that. Pig iron, made from iron, blood, and emeralds. Blood, liquefied emeralds, glue. We can melt horses in the smeltery. Slime. It functions as a spawner, okay. Ender, melting down ender pearls or enderman. Grout, yeah, we know that's not the right deal. Yeah, most of this stuff is a different recipe. Alright, so that's it for that book. Okay, well, yeah, we know better. Let's put our books away. Are there bookshelves in here? I bet there are. Adventure backpack. Oak creative mode only. Oh, well, that sucks. Stores books and things. It's a compartment. Decorative item storage. Right click to store, remove it. Control plus right mouse to check contents. Control plus right mouse with screwdriver to lock. Wood planks are nether stars and a dragon egg. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so we can get the wooden shelf to make a compartment. We can make a file cabinet into it. What does it take to make a file cabinet? A metal shelf. A metal shelf is a metal enclosed desk. And a compartment. And a wooden, yeah, okay, so we can go through all of that to get to it and not have any of it. Advanced printing. These are just regular bookshelves, right? Requires wood planks. 8 wood pulp in a compressor to get a wood blank. Or you can get one with a dragon egg and nether stars, which makes no sense. Alright, so we're not in an area where we can get those yet. Alright, so books are going to remain. Here for now. Spare tools, spare pages, diary of a nameless tinker. Tinker's log. Today is a new day. I finally left home and decided to wander around in the wilderness until I found a good place to call my home. Tinker's log number 2. I decided to keep a log of my creations and machinations, as well as some insights into what I'm doing. I haven't actually built anything yet. There's a small cave I can board up for the night. I created a stone pickaxe affectionately named Betsy. The night is scary. Creepers are everywhere. The zombies are banging on my door. Bats block out the sky. It's not fun being alone out here. I want to hide in a corner and cry until they leave. This log doesn't help take my mind off anything. Tinker's log day 4. Betsy didn't last long. She just crumbled into dust suddenly and the handle shattered. My parents told me this would happen and this was normal, but it still seems so wrong. If I could make a pickaxe a little better perhaps, maybe I could repair it. I spent the past 3 days looking for paper and ink. Squids were easy enough to find, but the sugarcane was buried deep in a ravine next to a creeper nest. Eventually, I dropped rocks on the creepers and watched them explode out of surprise. My eyebrow will go back in time. Waiting on sugarcane to grow. Not much else done today. Tinker's Log 7. I sketched out plans for a new workbench. It's a little strange. The center of the workbench is missing, but sturdy, and there are grooves in the top for supplies. I think I will call it Table. Okay. Tinker's Table. I made a few more tables with different patterns in them. They look useful for different things, so I put different materials and tools by each one. Perhaps I will come up with a use for them in time. To make tools, you need to know what you're making. The pickaxe and shovel are easy enough to make with practice. The best crafters in my village told me, but I can't seem to make any good ones. Out of frustration, I punched a hole in a wooden board, and another, and a few more. By the end, I had something that resembled an axe, and that gave me a few ideas. I punched holes in a few boards carefully in different shapes. I spent a lot of time making them so they look really good. They all resemble the parts of tools that I can remember: heads, handles, bindings, pieces, and some others. They look really useful, so I placed them on a table for later. I grabbed a few of the boards and started to make tool parts using them as an outline. The parts themselves feel sturdy, and when I put them together, the end result felt a lot better than Betsy did. They're made completely out of stone, something even the finest crafters could never manage. This feels like a great accomplishment. Perhaps making a tool completely out of stone wasn't the best idea. It didn't last very long. On the upside, instead of shattering into dust, only the tip scratched off. I glued a new tip onto the head, and it seemed good as new. I wanted to make a few more tools, but the boards with tool shapes in them went everywhere. I ended up breaking a few out of frustration. They don't fit very well in my chest either. I took a few of them, added a few slots to the bottom of the chest, placed it by my table, and called it good. I also named them patterns. The chest is a pattern chest. I'm still angry at them, and it took so long to make new ones. Today I learned just how hard it was to shape iron. First you have to dig it out of the earth. Yeah, a wooden pickaxe will shatter the ore. This I found out the hard way. Once you do get that ore, there isn't much to do with it besides throw it in the furnace. Melting the iron and the stone seems inefficient, but I do need the metal more than I care about the waste. I shaped a few of the bars into tools, and they felt strong, much stronger in fact, than the ones back at the village. I've named these pickaxe Krug after some of the stories Nana used to tell me at night. How I miss her. This place holds little for me now. I've packed up my things, grabbed what resources I can carry, and set off. The tables and patterns will have to stay behind. I can't possibly carry them with all the food that I have. A week later, and I finally found some others to visit. Some of them seem nice. Most don't look at me. Few of them have things I never could have dreamed of. They pointed me at a patch of land that was quiet and secluded. There I should be able to work, for I have ideas from the journal. After 3 days and nights fending off zombies, I finally created a house. It has a few rooms, a basement, but most importantly, a workshop. All of the tables and patterns I had before are here, as well as a few others I wanted to try out from the trip. There's a round one I can cook food with, and one that's just as good as any hoe, but can chop trees or actually dig the ground up. The villagers tell me these are named Frying Pan and Mattock. The frying pan seems heavy enough to smack creepers with. I have a sword named Shimmer that I want to alter somehow. One of the villagers was kind enough to give me some random things. Each one looks useful in their own right. I was lucky enough to find a few diamonds earlier, and I have a few more tools in storage. This should be fun. So this is like how all Tinkers came about, and that's kind of neat to me. After some heavy experimentation, I ended up with some things that looked amazing and others that looked less useful than they actually are. A diamond tip on a pickaxe makes for a wonderfully hard mining tool, and an emerald on a sword hilt somehow makes it stay together longer, but some things don't do anything. Adding flowers to a tool does nothing. They don't even stay on the thing. Mushrooms have a similar effect, and adding more material to a tool just makes it heavier. You wouldn't think redstone would do anything. I've coated a shovel so much that it looks deep red. However, slides through the dirt as if the dirt wasn't there. Moss is also a strange one. Somehow it seems to be healing the tool, even to the point where it looks like new. I tried to make some tools out of gold, like the crafters in my village used to, but instead it broke the table. Some of the villagers laughed at me for such an idea. If only they knew. Some of the tools are more useful than I thought. Adding blaze powder to a weapon seems to give it some kind of burning effect. Lapis has this strange quality of being able to find more materials in the same area, even if I know exactly what I'm looking at. I have some ideas for creating tools, but for that I need a large place to create them. The furnace is inadequate, and I need a lot of stone. Combining lava with coal and netherrack seems to instantly cook stone as I mine it. up to the point where I can bypass the furnace entirely. Today I made something strange. It's round, wooden, and doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. Someone came by and said it was a wheel, and that they were great fun to roll around. I wonder what else it could be used for. I made a few more of the wheels to get some practice in. I've had some fun rolling them around, rolling them in pairs, and then one ended up beside my boat. And it just looked so natural I had to start putting them together. I think I'm onto something here. Combining the boat with the wheel made it work something like a minecart, only I can pull it around places. It feels a little small though. I have all these tools laying around with these little notes on what each one does. Instead of leaving them scattered about, I think I'll create one place to store them. I went exploring and found some new ores today. Their colors have never been seen before, but they don't shatter on impact like iron does. I wonder what I can do with these. The normal furnace is nice for keeping warm, but it leaves something to be desired for processing metal. I've dug a pit and lined it with some clay, gathered lava nearby, and put ore in the center in an attempt to improve on the design. The results were quite interesting. The more lava I fed into the pit, the hotter the material became. Eventually the whole thing liquefied. I broke open the side of the pit with a cauldron in it in an attempt to catch the material, but it went everywhere. There were some remnants left in the pit as well. Raw ore still has parts of stone in it. There must be a way to remove the excess. Okay. And then is there anything we can do with this one? No. That was a cool story. I'm impressed. Alright. Light out. We should be processing more metals. Can I alloy the tin and copper straight in there? I should be able to, right? Tin. I only have one tin and one copper. What do I have down here? Iron dust, magnetite, gold, stone, lapis, coal, pyrite. I don't think I have any copper. Not up there, at least. Limonite, yellow limonite, stone dust, fuller's earth, soapstone, malachite. We need more copper. Alright. We need more copper, and we know where to get it. But I want to see if we can combine this with some copper. We know where to get copper, so let's go get some. Heading out to our ore mine. Now, of course, they're all going in the miner's backpack. The calcopyrite, is that copper? Yes. Let's go back to where we were over here at the edge of this. so I think we're getting pretty much all of what's over here. Should we be strip mining this? Because we're finding that there's some behind others. Alright, so that's the question. Let me know in the comments what you think, if we should be strip mining this. Just, you know, taking all of it out. Yeah, because look, we're finding more here. And if we do strip mine, do we do it how we've done in the past? We start at a specific Y level and then steadily work our way down until we get everything that we can find? Or maybe all the way to Y12? Okay, I don't see a lot more over there. Doesn't mean that there isn't, it just means that I don't see it. And we've already figured out that we need lots of ores to get pretty much anything done, so look at that. Yep, that's not good. See, I think that we could probably keep finding ores if we just keep going. Because we found a lot so far. Makes me wonder, if this wasn't a cave, how would we mine it? We would mine it like we normally mine, right? We would use our circles and go around until we found all of it. That would get us quite a bit as far as gravel and other stuff was concerned as well. Alright, let's head home, because we've got some. I mean, there's a whole bunch more over here, but we got some of what we were looking for. And we didn't, we haven't even come close to mining all of this. Is it dark out? Of course it is. Let's see if we can get home without dying. What do you say? Is it possible? Possible, yes. Are we going to? Who knows? What I'm liking is that we're not seeing a lot of mobs on the mini-map next to our path, which means that the paths of lights work. Ta-da! Alright, so I dropped a tin ore in there. And if I drop, let's open this. I want to take the bronze out. If I drop some of this ore in there, will that tin mix to become bronze? And if it will, then I'll bring more bronze, or I'll bring more copper over, or I'll bring more tin over. Helps if we're looking at the right thing. I should have put one in to see. I think it's a 1-for-1. I don't think it's a good swap. We got bronze out of that. So now that we know that we can do it that way, let's go grab our tin. And make some more bronze out of it. 65 copper, 175 of those, and bronze. Doing it this way means that we're not going to... Okay. That just looked weird. If we do it this way, it means that we're not going to have a lot of... Why do I only get it with one ingot? Because I'm an idiot. Hello, giant. Get away from me. Like, why aren't we making more bronze? Because you didn't put the tin in there, you moron. That uses up all of our copper. And at some point we might need more copper. But as of now, we're using more bronze than we are using anything else. So I'm gonna go with grabbing this first. And I'm gonna leave the tin in there. I'm sure that there's probably a way to automate this. But I don't feel I'm there yet. Let's take a look at... We did that, right? Good. This is better than barrels. It's storage drawers. We should get into that at some point. A stone spear. An iron shield. A better lunchbox. Too many leaves. Too many leaves, gardener. Sheep hairdresser. Iron plate, iron ring, iron screw, stick to make shears. And then we can get another hammer or a steam age loot bag. So 2 sticks, 2 screws, an iron ring, and iron plates. Let's go work on that. Starting with the 2 sticks. Those go up there. Those go in there. Swap these out. Put that there. Alright, that's all we've got for today. Tomorrow we'll get back to... I want to make shears. So we'll get back to the shears when we get back tomorrow, right? But that means that we need one of these and these. Everything else we have or know how to make. So that should be good. Alright, that's going to do it for me for today. My name's NHarmzWay. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll talk to you next time.